everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome and welcome to another Great Film Throwback Project Day. The movie that we're going to talk about today was a movie that I really wanted to see when I had heard about it. Unfortunately, it was far too late. It was actually around the Oscars when I heard about it, and ironically, it won Best Picture that year. And I'm talking about the 2011 Best Picture, The Artist, directed by Mikhail Nezhenvicius. I was blown away by the fact that this movie was unlike something that hasn't been seen in Hollywood in years, and it was a black and white, silent movie, starring some well-known actors like John Goodman, Penelope Ann Miller, and James Cromwell, but you also had these amazing newcomers to the American film scene who played the lead characters. John Desjardins, who plays the famous silent film artist in this movie, George Valentine, and the up-and-coming Pepe Miller, played by Berenice Bejo. And I was taken aback by the fact that this is a movie that is something that really needs to be looked at as a true piece of art. This is not just your average Oscar-winning film, and I've mentioned that before. This is one of those amazing masterpieces that just happened to win the Best Picture in the Oscars that year, because this movie reminds us of what the film industry was like in its early stages. It was a time when there were no voices on the screen, and it was the time when people had to use their eyes and, more importantly, use their ears to watch and listen and gaze at the amazement that they were watching through the magic of music or just moving pictures with no sound. I also really appreciated the fact that the movie tried to make it look and feel like it was an old movie from the 1920s. And I also loved the fact that the director really pays tribute, as far as the story goes, to some movies that have been around for many years that were very impactful. I saw little elements from Singing in the Rain because Jean Desjardins' character reminds me very much of Gene Kelly, and especially at the ending, you can't get enough of what you see there. The story is beautiful. It's a simple movie, but it's complex all at the same time. It's the story of George Valentine, amazing silent film star who just one day, after thanking everybody at a movie premiere, just ends up talking to the paparazzi and pulls a random girl out from the crowd, and that happens to be a young girl named Pepe Miller, who decides that she wants this spotlight, she wants to be in films, and she has her very first big break in a movie with George Valentine. But then things start to change, and this is exactly what happened in the film industry. All of a sudden we got talkies, talking pictures, sound was allowed to be used. We see the future, and George Valentine doesn't want this future. He believes that silent films are art and we need to stay there. It's a story of pride versus progress, extreme expression of gratitude, and unbelievable bonds of friendship. The relationships that are featured in this film are beautiful even when there is no sound, and there even are some moments that are absolutely brilliant through the concept of the use of silent film. There were some moments that I actually was taken aback by and could not believe that they were actually featured because they were done beautifully. I would just give a small tease. If you ever get a chance to see this movie, just look at the dream sequence. That's all that I'm going to say. The dream sequence. It's a movie that starts out very lighthearted and then gets very deep and sometimes very sad. There are some true emotions expressed in here without the use of words. Another big character that drives this movie is the dog. George Valentine's sidekick in the films. He is absolutely adorable and filled with personality, and he actually plays a major role in one of the scenes in the movie, and you gotta see it if you want to believe it. The score is also beautiful as well, written by Ludwig Borsch. He gives you so many different ways to feel in this movie, and as the music really drives this movie, you just get enveloped in this absolutely wonderful story filled with so many different things, from comedy to drama. One of the things that you will truly take from a movie like The Artist is, forget the fact that it's in black and white. Forget the fact that it doesn't have any voices. It's just something that will be a brand new experience to especially a younger generation of film appreciators who were not around to actually see a life of film without sound. And I'm going to give The Artist 4 out of 4. This movie is one of the greatest films that I have ever seen. I always said that it was, even though I hadn't seen it. It was just a matter of time before I actually saw it for myself. And I would recommend this to anyone just to get an opportunity to see what this movie is truly all about, because it's a very powerful, gorgeous, gorgeous film. Thank you very much for watching this Throwback Day. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'll see you then, and actions speak louder than words.